Hi. Before we begin this video, I want to say a huge thank you to each one of you who subscribed to this channel, because we quickly got more than half a thousand subscribers, and that's such a huge number. I never thought that I am gonna get such a number so quickly, and I'm really grateful for that. Our whole team who's behind this channel, we're extremely grateful. We were looking at the video which made 16,000 views not so long ago, and we were so shocked. We were looking at this video every day, looking the views count come up, and we are very grateful to each one of you who subscribed to the channel, who watched that video, and who probably will continue watching our content. And I can't even explain how much I am grateful for everything that you did already. Before we begin, I want to say that this video was recorded much before I uploaded that video, and we didn't think that this video is gonna do a lot of views. We never thought that the video about werewolf cleaner is gonna be so popular. So this video may be not the best quality, I think, and it's my first time actually speaking without any script or anything like that, so be patient with me. I promise I will learn to speak and to improvise better someday, but I really wanted to try to make a full-on podcast with my own thoughts on the game and stuff. So I hope you will enjoy this one. Hi everyone, that's Black here, and welcome back to my game corner. Hope you're doing fine, because I certainly am. Today's video is going to be a little different from all of the videos I usually do, because this video is gonna be a podcast. So yeah, there is practically no script, and I'm improvising a lot, and I may have a lot of mistakes. But I hope you will enjoy it, and I hope you will enjoy my thoughts on the game we're gonna talk and discuss today. In any case, first of all, I need to tell you why I decided to actually record podcasts, and if there be a regular heading or not. They will be, and I'm planning to do one podcast monthly, and I think it's gonna be a great addition to the channel, mostly because I cannot record more than one video a month, because it's really hard to edit everything, to collect all the footage, and so on and so forth. And if I'll have the opportunity to make less edited videos with no script, that would be great. So I decided to record podcasts. On podcasts, we're gonna discuss different video games that practically everybody knows about, the video games that everybody loves or at least heard of. And I'm going to tell you my opinion on these video games, and I'm gonna discuss different characters, my first playthrough, and everything I know about the game, everything I want to say about the game. So, today's podcast will be about a very familiar game to many people, Undertale. I never thought that I will ever talk about Undertale and discuss Undertale with anybody after I completed the game, not even once. And I was extremely shocked when I found out that the game came out 15th of September 2015, because I somehow thought that the game came out in 2017. I decided to start with this game because, well, actually I came back to the fandom sort of thing, and I really wanted to replay the whole game not so long ago, and I watched a ton of different videos about Undertale. So I thought that since Undertale is a very interesting and very cool plot-wise and character-wise game, I might talk about it a little bit. And more than that, this is the first fandom I've ever been in. I mean, Five Nights at Freddy's fandom, yeah, I was in Five Nights at Freddy's fandom, and I'm still a part of Five Nights at Freddy's fandom and stuff, but I was mostly a viewer when I was in Five Nights at Freddy's fandom. I was just looking at the theories and at people who are playing through the game. I wasn't like participating in a fandom, I wasn't creating anything for the fandom, but Undertale was the first fandom where I started to create artworks and different OCs and stuff. So I was like a part of a fandom who created something for the fandom. So I would say that Undertale is the first fandom I've ever been in. So yeah, that's why this game has a huge impact on my life, trust me. And also, I have to say that I'm very sentimental, so the game like made me feel a lot of emotions, and it still does. And I think that my story of Undertale and the relationship with Undertale will be interesting for some of you at least. So let's begin then. First of all, I'll tell you how I first found out about Undertale. And it was in 2015, I am sure, but I still think that the game came out in 2017. I don't know why, and I feel like it is very, very strange. In any case, in 2015, I didn't have a great computer and I couldn't play the game myself, so I found it on YouTube. Yeah, I was watching a Let's Play from one of the YouTubers I really loved to watch, and this was my first time ever discovering Undertale. I remember that I don't remember practically anything from my first time seeing Undertale. The only thing I remember like clear as day is that I started laughing at Sans' jokes because I understood them and I thought that they're really funny. I don't know why, but I thought that Sans' jokes are one of the best jokes in the game. Although there are even more jokes from another character, which we're gonna discuss a little bit later, and this is gonna be an interesting topic to talk about. I really wanted to play the game, but at that point when I just saw Undertale for the first time, I didn't have that much of a gaming experience and I couldn't see how the game feels in gameplay. I mean, right now I'm much older and I have a lot of gaming experience, and because of that I can just watch a playthrough of the game to understand if it's boring or not. And when I was younger, I didn't have that experience, and I ended up just looking at the plot most of the time. The plot was much more interesting for me than anything at that point, so I was discovering the whole storyline of Undertale and the characters mostly. I didn't care about the gameplay, I didn't care about any like monster encounters, I didn't care about any mechanics of the game, so I ended up just enjoying the story and thinking that Undertale has a very, very nice story. I was stuck, sorta, on Sans and Papyrus, and I think this is what kind of ruined the game for me at the time, because I didn't discover most of the like interesting parts of the plot and characters because I was so focused on Sans mostly, because everybody were focused on Sans because Sans is practically like the best character of the game, I guess. I mean, I love Sans, don't get me wrong, but it's a very complicated topic and I'm gonna talk about it a little bit later in this podcast. In any case, after a while I got myself a computer as a gift from my parents, and I was really, really happy because I finally could play video games that I really wanted to play. So that's how I played Undertale for the first time. At that point I was already a little bit older, as I remember, and I had my own YouTube channel and I was recording Let's Plays. And I thought it would be really cool, since Undertale is very, very popular, to record a video about Undertale. I wanted to record a full playthrough of Undertale, thinking that it's gonna give me popularity, and that this is gonna be a very, very interesting topic for all of my viewers. I was a child. The only thing I remember from this playthrough is, first, I didn't finish it, and I do not remember where I stopped, but I think I stopped somewhere before Muffet, I think. I know that I didn't fight Mettaton, that's for sure. Like, I didn't fight Mettaton 1,000,000%. I think that I stuck, I don't know, I think I stopped at the Royal Guards or somewhere like that, and I didn't get past them or something like. I don't remember, actually. I don't truly remember. I know that I stopped somewhere, and I think it was somewhere in Hotland, and I do not truly remember where I actually stopped. The second thing I remember about the game is that I had a lot of time spent in a room with 3 Froggets. You know, that room in Ruins where there are 3 Froggets, one of which is talking about that you can use Z to skip dialogues or something like that. So I spent some time in that room, and that was mostly because, first of all, I was recording with Bandicam, and it allowed me to record only for 10 minutes or so, and I had to, like, re-record, repress the record button every 10 minutes, so that's how I was recording my videos back then. And I was reading every bit of text that was on the screen, so I was reading everything that these 3 Froggets said, and this was, I think, a bit funny. It's funny that I remember this, actually. It's funny that I remember, like, practically everything about this bit of the game, although it's like the most boring part in the whole Ruins. So after that, some time, like, went by, and I started to play Undertale again. I really wanted to replay the game, and I wanted to complete the full pacifist run, because I cannot play through normal endings, and I cannot make it through genocide at all. Like, I cannot kill Papyrus, I'm sorry. Papyrus is the brick wall of genocide for me, because although I really want to try Undyne and Sans, I don't want to kill Papyrus because Papyrus is too sweet. I cannot, I'm sorry. That's why I never passed genocide, but I looked how others played through genocide, so I know something about this. And I'm gonna tell my opinion about genocide a little bit later. So, I played through the game again, and I completed the pacifist route fully, and I'm really proud of myself. It's really, I don't know, it feels really cool when you actually complete Pacifist and everybody is really happy and so on and so forth. Pacifist is my favorite route, and when I'm gonna discuss the locations and characters, I am going to actually, like, talk about the Pacifist route, the full Pacifist route, because I think that Pacifist is much better than anything else. I know that there are, like, 93 endings in total, if I'm not mistaken. And I do really enjoy many of neutral endings, but I don't really want to get them. Because somewhere deep inside my heart, I don't want the game to remember that I, like, killed somebody and stuff. Although, like, I don't think I would be able to kill anybody. As I said, I'm sentimental, and that means that I feel a lot of feelings towards these characters because I see them more than just pixels on the screen. So it's just very important for me for them to stay, like, alive and stuff. So yeah, something like that. In any case, I think it is now clear that my intentions are to save and spare everybody, to spread mercy, hopes and dreams all around. So let's begin with the walkthrough, quote-unquote, of the game. because I really want to tell about my experience and how it felt to first time play through the game. First of all, the beginning of the game. The names and all of that shit. I really enjoy the way that if you name your character any name from the game, which is like Papyrus, Sans, Muffet, and so on and so forth, the game will stop you and tell you that this name is already used, buddy. Get your own. I think it's very funny and shows that the game understands that you're playing it, that you, the player, are capable of, like, doing something that characters are not allowed to do, which is reset and restart timelines, which we will talk about it later, by the way. I also really enjoy the beginning story of Undertale when they're telling us about the falling human and so on and so forth, and we will not know that this story is chained to the events that happened in the past until we actually complete the full pacifist route, which is really interesting. I think that, like, I don't think I'm aware of that pacifist is the true ending of the game, because Deltarune exists, and I've seen some parts of Deltarune, although I haven't played it, and I don't know much about Deltarune. That's why I'm not talking about this game in this podcast. I'm talking about only Undertale. So I really enjoy the way that they show us the story, so we know the main events, so the player understands what they're dealing with, and I really enjoy the way that they're showing the story. I think it's a great short summary of the events that we haven't seen and will not be seeing in the game, and that the story is, like, in our hands because we are the last human soul that Asgore needs to, like, come back as a god and kill humanity or some shit. So the first character who we see is Flowey the Flower, who is, like, many people are saying that Flowey isn't capable of feeling emotions, which I think is not true, because Flowey, as we see in Genocide Route, and in general, Flowey seems to feel emotions, but they are mostly bad emotions. Like, he is mostly feeling, like, anger or hatred towards everybody else and stuff, and sometimes he can feel, like, extreme fear or something like that, but I think that he has good emotions too, but they're, like, deep inside his heart, his soul, and sort of thing. I still think I think that Flowey, like, has emotions, although many people say he doesn't. I really enjoy that the game begins with a very small segment of the main mechanic, the main battle mechanic, where Flowey explains to you, well, he practically explains to you that, like, friendliness petals, quote unquote, they harm you, which means that white attacks harm you, and, like, this red heart in the middle of the screen, it is your soul, and all of that stuff. And I really enjoy that Flowey sets the mood, quote unquote, of the game and sets the main rules. Like, he says, like, in this world it's kill or be killed, which he would be proven wrong in the end of the pacifist route. And I really enjoy that he sets rules that you need to intentionally break, which is really funny because, like, it's one of the greater mechanics of Undertale, telling you that you need to do something, and then you can choose, like, your own third route, like thinking outside of the box kind of thing. Although it's really hard with tutorial because, as I remember, when Undertale was just gaining popularity and when many people started to play Undertale, they didn't know what to do with tutorial at first because sparing her is a very scripted thing, and you need to spare her just a million times for her to finally say, like, okay, you can leave now, and all of that stuff. But I think that it's still a great thing that, like, he says one thing and you will do, like, completely another thing. Speaking of Toriel, I do not like this character. I still don't like Toriel. I'm really sorry to all the Toriel fans out there. I understand that many of you do love Toriel and think that Toriel is a great character. I do not like her. When I was younger, I started to hate her like a lot. I despise Toriel. She was my least favorite character out of the main cast, and I hated her a bit too much. After a while, I started to understand that Toriel is not that bad, but I still don't like her because I think that she kind of betrayed Asgore. At this point, I'm just thinking that I'm on Asgore's side because I understand why he was killing all these children and why he was doing what he was doing, because he was doing it for the sake of the monstrous species and stuff. He wasn't doing this because he's a murderer or something. And, like, he was trying to do anything so Toriel would forgive him, and she just didn't care. And I think that this is a huge betrayal from her side. I understand she's mad because she doesn't want anybody to die and so on and so forth, but living in the underground and living in ruins especially is not a great thing, and Toriel understands this herself. Although she has a cozy home and all that stuff, I think that she should have forgiven Asgore, I think, but she didn't, and she, I think, never will forgive him for what he's done. Although he really tries, as far as I know, to show her that he changed, that he never was a murderer, but she still hates him. And I don't understand it. I think she's just a hysterical woman in that case. I really enjoy that Toriel leads us through part of the ruins, but I think she's the character who appears a bit like too less for her to be really interesting, because she shows you part of the ruins, she shows you through some of the puzzles, shows you some interesting mechanics that you would use in a couple of next rooms, but after that she just disappears, saying that she needs to go to her house and to do something there, and like, you should stay and wait for me, little child, and then she just disappears, and you have to go through half of the ruins yourself, fighting different monsters and solving many various puzzles, which are interesting, but yeah. Still, doing it without Toriel is okay, I guess, but like, imagine she appears for a couple of rooms, then she disappears, then you come to her house, and when you ask to go home, she disappears again, only to fight you, and then you go out of the ruins, and this is the only area you cannot backtrack to until you complete the pacifist route. And this is like, I don't know, I think this is really lame, because I really wanted to get back to ruins. And especially, you cannot call her, like, you cannot do anything with her just vanishing from the existence. I don't know, she just doesn't appear in the whole game, and her not appearing makes me feel, I don't know, I just, like, Toriel is a character who is trying to be a quote-unquote goat mom, and since she wants to be a goat mom so bad, you would imagine that she would be a character who would like support you throughout the whole game, but no, she just disappears most of the time and she just doesn't exist. Anyways, Toriel brings, Toriel clarifies some of the parts of the game, and I really like the way how she shows you that you can you can talk to this dummy, you can solve this puzzle like that, and when she shows you the puzzle with that on one side of the room there is a path which you should repeat on the other side of the room, that spiky puzzle one, and this is a great thing to show the player that like in another room, if you remember, there will be a room with like the floors you can fall through, and you need to remember the path on the lower level to repeat it on the upper level to get through the puzzle. So this is practically the same thing. Like the path in another room shows you how to walk in like the upper room. I really enjoy the way that Toriel shows you like some of these stuff, and that she teaches you some of the mechanics of the game. It's really interesting, I think, but in the end, Toriel is not like a character that I would think is like a good character. I think she just exists for me. That's all. Another character who just exists, quote unquote, for me is Namstabluk, who is also located in the ruins, and we first see him appearing in the ruins, relaxing and listening to music. I really enjoy that he's a very shy ghost, DJ ghost actually, that you can tell that your head is cool and he'll be like happy about it. I really like the way he works on Pacifist, because he's such a sweet, soft being, such a shy guy who like, I don't know, the fight with him is very cool, and I really love the song which is playing on the background. The Ghost Fight is called, I think. I really love the way it sounds. It's a very, very cool jazzy like song, which I like love a lot. I know that Mad Dummy has practically the same song but made into more, I don't know, like electronic version of some sort, and I really love the way they match, because if you remember the story of Undertale, Mad Dummy and Namstabluk are actually cousins or like close relatives or something. In any case, speaking of another thing I really enjoy about the ruins, I really want to tell about this because this is gonna be very important in the long run. I love the Spider Bakery. Spider Bakery is one of my favorite things, one of my favorite places where I go all of the time, because I remember that if you buy spider beer or whatever is sold there, and a spider donut or something like that, you can go to Muffet and eat a spider donut in front of her, and this will end the fight with her immediately. I just love this thing because it's such a small detail, but Toby Fox remembered it and implemented it into the game. Like, it is so cool that Muffet sees that you eat the donut and she's like, where did you get that from? This is like very cool that characters actually, you know, say something about the things you're doing in the fight, even if you're just eating food to regain like health and stuff. Ending the ruins and coming closer to the home sweet home. I really like home, but I really need to tell you about one thing I remember. I really thought that it's true, but I think it wasn't. I think it was a mod. I still think it was a mod, but I'm not sure because I didn't find any footage online. I was trying to find it, but I didn't. A long time ago, when Undertale just came out, at one point I saw a video where if you go to sleep enough, at one point there will appear a Flowey boss fight earlier in the game than it should be. And I really believed that it's true because the name of the song of Flowey is Omega Flowey, I mean, is Your Best Nightmare or something like that. And I thought that it's logical if Flowey's being a nightmare, he can appear when you go to sleep. But I think it's not true, and I'm not sure if it is or not. But I think it's not true, actually. Many people will talk about it if it was true, but it was really funny that when I was a child I believed in that and I really checked that. I was trying to do that until I got like lazy and I didn't want to check it because it was like a low percent or something. Back to Home. Home created a meme, if you remember that meme with Frisk, where it's like, it's you. Despite everything, it's still you, like in different homes, in Toriel's house and in New Home. I really enjoy the meme, and I really enjoy the way that Toriel's house is being just a very like safe space-like area where you feel a little bit like at home, and still, even if it's home, you need to come out of there, because in any case, this is a place where you won't leave. Like, I mean, you are from the... not from the underground, and you need to go out of there in any case. When you come to Toriel and talk to her about some random snail facts, and then you just tell her that you need to go home and you want to go home, and she gets upset and runs away because she wants to block off the exit from the ruins. I think it's a very, like... I don't know, it's a sad thing, I would say. I really don't want to, like, go out of the ruins after I see Toriel that sad. But I understand that she doesn't want to, like, give me the opportunity to leave because she's afraid that I'm gonna die and so on and so forth, that the Frisk is gonna be the last soul that Asgore needs and she doesn't want Asgore to get another soul again and so on and so forth. And I still think that it's a very sad part of the game, but when you spare her enough and when you show her that you can be like a part of hope sort of thing, that you are hope for the whole underground to finally get out of the underground, actually, for the whole monster species to have a better life, and it's just... It makes my heart feel much better, I don't know. I really like that you can die in Toriel's boss fight. If you didn't know, you can actually die in Toriel's boss fight, but you need to set it up specifically. It's very hard to set it up, but you can do that, and you can die in front of her eyes, and she's getting scared when you do that, because, of course, she didn't want to kill Frisk. But she can do that, and it's a very funny little Easter egg that you can get by accident. I know many people got it by accident numerous times, and I was like, how? You have to set it up specifically, how the hell? But somehow people are getting it, and I think it's very funny. In any case, I think that ruins at home are one of the like weakest points of the whole game, because they're just not that interesting. They're the introduction, that's the thing. They're gonna be interesting for the first time player because they're the introduction of the whole game, of the game mechanics and of the game things that you should learn about. Some of the stuff that you would be interested in, but like on the second playthrough, this wouldn't be that exciting because you already seen it all. Other locations have more different characters, much more life and so on and so forth to them. Like, for example, when you come to Snowdin Town, you see a lot of NPCs here and there who are talking about different things. You see a lot of like shopkeepers who sell you stuff. You see Sans and Papyrus being like two key characters for different routes, and Undyne in Waterfall, for example, the Echo Flowers in Waterfall, many characters in Hotland, like a lot of different characters throughout the whole world, except for Ruins, because in Ruins there are practically no NPCs that would be interesting. The game is just very lame at that point, and when you get through the Ruins once, you've probably seen it all and you're not interested in Ruins anymore. You just want to rush through them because you don't want to repeat the whole cycle of like talking to a bunch of different characters who are not interesting. Although the game shows you the core mechanics of it, it is not interesting at all. after the ruins, you meet Flowey for the second time, and he says some shit like, "Oh, you spared Toriel because you want to play a good guy, and so on so forth. This world is kill or be killed. You will learn it soon enough because you will like struggle and stuff." And this is a very short encounter just to, I think, discourage the player or make the player feel like they're doing something wrong, or like or maybe to encourage the player to continue what they're doing. I just thought about it for a second, and I think that maybe it gives the game the opportunity to show that there is someone you should prove wrong, because you already kind of did. Because Flowey said that it's kill or be killed, and in the end you didn't kill anybody and you got out of the trouble. And you actually saved one part of the game, which is really cool. Go on and save everybody else, which is nice. Play the game as it was intended, my child. This is all I can say about the ruins, I think. I do not enjoy the ruins, as I said. I really like to run through them as fast as I can because it's much easier, and ruins are not that interesting in general. The next location, however, is gonna be really fun to discuss. It's gonna be like another half an hour talk about how I enjoy and adore sands and papyrus. So yeah, like, okay, let's just go out to the next location and let me tell you how I feel about the snowy forest and the Snowden town. So let's start with Snowy Forest, or Snowden Forest, as it is sometimes called. I really like the way how we're exiting the ruins, knowing that the world outside the ruins might be a little bit dangerous, because Toriel says that it is dangerous outside, that monsters will kill you, that Asgore is hunting down humans, and so on and so forth. And Flowey says, like, in this world it's kill or be killed, so you're starting to think that you'll be the only one person who will be there with friendliness and kindness, and so on and so forth. And when you exit the ruins, you, first of all, if you're checking everything all around, you might stumble upon the camera inside of the bush, and this is already strange. This is already creepy. When you go further, you suddenly see a shadow behind, a branch breaks, and so on and so forth. Like, you're starting to get scared because you're expecting a fight. You're expecting someone who will try to kill you, or like anything like that. And at one point, you just see someone appear from behind. And you wouldn't expect a joke from Sans at that point. And this is a really interesting thing that I love and adore. I still remember how funny it was to hear like a stupid joke from a random skeleton who's like, haha, gotcha. I don't know, I love both Sans and Papyrus. They're beautiful characters, and I think the whole fandom like loves Sans and really likes Papyrus at this point, because two skeleton brothers are one of the most, if not the most popular characters in the whole fandom. I know Sans is the most popular character in the fandom, and I love Sans too. But to be honest, when I was younger, I liked Sans a little bit more. Right now, I think he's a bit boring, and I enjoy to like get to know Papyrus better, sort of thing. But the only thing I like about Sans is Megalovania, of course. One of my favorite soundtracks from the game, what did you expect? And I really like that the fandom made a lot of remixes on Megalovania and created a lot of alternate universes where Sanses differ and their Megalovanias differ too. It is really interesting for me to get to know all of these universes. Honestly, I know about 21 universe, or like 20-ish universes since the beginning of Undertale, when the universes started to take over the whole fandom and stuff. To be honest, talking about the Snowdin Forest itself, I really like the location mostly because the whole location focuses on dogs, and I love dogs. Dogs are my favorite pets, and I really adore all of types of dogs, and I really like the way how like dogs differ from each other. Like one dog cannot see you when you're not moving, and you can pat it to make it happy, and this is so adorable. And the lesser dog, who's like that small little doggy guard that you can pat for all eternity until it just goes out of bounds and stuff. And this is so funny to look at how its neck grows, and it's so cute, so adorable. And like that big dog that you can, like, if I remember correctly, you can throw a stick and play with it, and it's so cute. I don't know, I love those dogs. They're amazing. I don't know what can be better than dogs in Snowdin Forest. Puzzles in Snowdin Forest, obviously. Actually, I do also like the Dogami Dogressa, who are like, if I remember correctly, and I remember correctly, you need to roll in the snow to smell like a puppy, and they will be like, oh my god, dogs can pat dogs. It is so adorable. I mean, I love them so much. The dogs are so cute. I have no words to describe how much I love dogs in Snowdin Forest. They're amazing. They're just downright amazing. I know that probably Toby Fox likes dogs too, because his mascot, his character who is him, is a annoying dog, which will come into play sometime in the game, and I remember it, it's funny. I also want to say about the puzzles in the area, they're pretty great. Like, they're sweet, they're pretty easy, I guess, and I really enjoy that they're all chained to the plot when like Papyrus is doing all those puzzles and you need to solve them, and they're so different from each other. But I really enjoy how Papyrus is actually making really hard machinery for all of these puzzles. Like, he is smart, he is pretty intelligent. He may act like a young guy, like he's about like 12 years old or something, but in reality, he is much older when you get to know him better. But I guess most of the people didn't get to know him better and just didn't remember Papyrus as a mature guy or something like that. Sans is a great difference to Papyrus, I guess. Like, he seems a complete opposite because he acts more mature and he acts like he knows what's going on here. And after a while you will understand that he actually knows what's going on, and he understands that like you can change timelines and stuff. And I know people liked Sans. I know many people still like Sans and think he's the best character of the game because he's the strongest character, he's the smartest character probably. He like is very, very chill, and he jokes all around, but I think he's not greater than Papyrus. He's not better than Papyrus, I think, because Papyrus has a lot of different jokes as far as I know. I saw and heard some of the jokes, and they're pretty, like, they're not just jokes, they're more wordplay, and this is really funny. I mean, I understand that not every person will call Papyrus here and there and talk to Papyrus that much, so in the main part of the plot, Papyrus appears as a more like childish and naive kind of guy, which is too sweet to capture a human. But in the end, if you actually try to like talk to him a little more, like call him here and there, and just notice some small details, you find out that he's pretty mature, pretty intelligent. There's also a theory, I believe, that Papyrus is stronger than Sans, and I don't know if he has gastroblasters or not. I think he doesn't have gastroblasters though. I think that he's just stronger than Sans, or like on the same level as his brother. I think he's a pretty strong and very, very cute guy. I really enjoy that they're actually, I mean, Papyrus and Sans are actually key characters for opposite routes of the game. Like, Sans is a key character for Genocide because I guess most of the people started to play Genocide because they wanted to fight Sans, because he's the best boss fight with the best music and so on and so forth. Some people would disagree with that, I know, but I think he has actually one of the greatest boss fights in the whole game, and I would really love to fight him, but I cannot pass the Genocide route. And Papyrus is a key to Pacifist route because he was the one who asked Flowey to come to the meeting of the monsters in the end, and he was the one who helped you to become friends with Undyne, and it actually triggers 3 events, a chain of events actually, because when you befriend Undyne, she asks you to send a mail to Alphys, and Alphys actually gives you access sorta to amalgamates and all that stuff. So Papyrus is basically a key character for Pacifist, and Sans is sort of a key character for Genocide. And this is really interesting. I think Skeleton Brothers are one of the best characters in the whole game. So I think I can talk about Snowdin Town a little bit, because I really enjoy how Snowdin Town looks in terms of atmosphere and the whole, all that snowy, Christmassy type of thing. It is really cute when you enter Snowdin Town, and it is really welcoming. There are a lot of different NPCs you can talk to. They're all sweet and very happy. They're giving presents to each other and so on and so forth. You can visit Grillby's to see a huge bar where people are hanging out and where they're having fun. This is really cool. I really enjoy the atmosphere of Snowdin Town. It's really cozy, and I love that sales rabbit, whatever, I forgot her name. That purple beautiful sales bunny who sells small cinnamon buns. I love cinnamon buns. They're so adorable. I mean, I remember when I was playing Undertale for the first time, I bought a huge amount of cinnamon buns, and I was carrying them all around and using them everywhere I could, because cinnamon buns are amazing. They heal pretty great. For me, they heal pretty great because the game is not hard at all. So after that, after you pass through the Snowding, seeing all of the happy people and the whole cheerful Christmassy atmosphere, you will see and you will fight Papyrus for the first time. And I really enjoy the way that Papyrus is trying to hide that he enjoys the company of the human. I really enjoy the way when you flirt with him, he really tries to hide that he really enjoys the human and he really likes to hang out with them. And he, has feelings towards them, who knows. It's really, a very cute part of the fight, I guess. And I really enjoy the fight because it's the first time your soul changes the color and you find out that there are different colored souls. I don't remember what does actually blue color mean, but I mean the trait of the color, that's what I mean. But I know that it is affected to gravity, and this is a really cool fight. When Sans tells you that my brother has a special attack, it's the blue attack. If you see blue attack, stay still and don't react on that. You would expect that blue attacks are just like the doggo has, or whatever his name was, the dog that cannot see if you're not moving. This type of thing. And you would expect that you probably need to just stay still and your heart will be just red, soul I mean, will be just red for all eternity. It's not that hard to stay still on blue attacks, right? And at one point Papyrus just changes the color of the soul and you just fall down basically on a fucking bone. If I remember correctly, he actually treats you and he actually tricks you, and this is actually a very, very funny part of the game. I mean, it's not funny, it's just a cute little thing that made me laugh a little bit, because Oh, you tricked me. You got me, my friend. I really enjoy the way Papyrus fights, and I enjoy Bone Trestle. This is a very, very good song. What can I say about Fight with Papyrus as my experience? Well, it wasn't hard. I know one of my friends actually told me that she spent like about an hour on Papyrus, and it was the hardest fight in the whole Pacifist, and I was like, wow. Other people who like cannot be good with Papyrus, okay. I don't know, I mean, like, Papyrus is not that hard for me. I think that Papyrus is not that hard, but I know that there can be people who will struggle on Papyrus. I know that when I was trying to get through Papyrus when I was playing on my phone, I was stuck on him. It was very hard to get past Papyrus because I was just getting to 1 HP and he was sending me to the prison, quote unquote. And after about 3 loses, he actually spares you and tells you like, you can go now, okay, it's fine, human, I know you cannot defeat me, it's okay if we just spare each other and be friends. It is really nice, I adore it, I think it's really cute. I think, like, I know that Papyrus wants to be a royal guard, and we all understand that he will never be just because he's so sweet and soft. Undyne says it, Undyne says that he's not weak, he's just really soft, and there can't be a soft royal guard and stuff. And I understand her position at that point. Like, Papyrus is really, like, he should have captured the human, but in the end he just spared them. The next part of the game for some of the people is just to move forward and to get to Waterfall, but since I was a pacifist, I went back and like got through the Date with Papyrus. Date with Papyrus is a very sort of boring thing for me, honestly. I think Date with Papyrus is one of the most boring events in the whole pacifist route, and I'm really sorry for that, because yeah, it's funny, okay, I can see like where people see like Papyrus in the other light, like he is a very funny character, he's a very funny guy sort of thing. He acts funny when he is like blushing and is in love and so forth. Like it's cute and it's adorable. You can also inspect like the brother's house and see what they're up to. You can catch the annoying dog again, and like there is a lot of stuff you can check in their home. But honestly, like, nah, I don't know. I think it's a bit boring comparing to the other events in the game. Other events are far more interesting, I think, because they're far more energetic and epic than this one. Like, you just date with Papyrus and you just talk about different stuff. You try his spaghetti and he's like, oh wow, you like my spaghetti? I mean, like, he clearly says that everybody likes his spaghetti, but he never tried it, which is a funny thing. I don't know, I cannot tell you my experience in this, like, part of the game, because I skipped this event. Like, I mean, I'm skipping this event, not like I'm not going to, like, on a date with Papyrus. No, I'm going on a date with Papyrus, but I immediately forget what was there, because it's really boring, and I don't like the, like, how the event is built, and I don't like the music on the event. I'm really sorry to everybody who loves Date with Papyrus, but I don't like this part of the game. It's not my favorite, and I'm really sorry. Okay, I think I can go a little further into the game now, so I can talk about Waterfall now. This is one of my favorite location right now, because I love the color blue and I love all the water all around. I really like that Waterfall has its sort of romantic and lonely atmosphere. Like, For example, when you go through Waterfall, you will see a lot of different monsters, and there are a lot of like crazy interesting puzzles with light and with like all that. My favorite puzzle is the light puzzle, well, where the room is getting darker and you need to press on the lantern to make it shine. I really enjoy this puzzle, and this is the puzzle before the Tem village or whatever. We're gonna talk about it later though. There are many different cool monsters, like Chiron, for example, like Aaron, who are like extremely cool to spare. These monsters are one of the most interesting monsters in the whole game, in my opinion. And at the same time, Waterfall being really romantic, because when you come to some of the echo flowers, you can hear the conversation between different monsters who are talking about their wishes, who are talking about everything. Like it's very cool, it's very cozy, it's like a place to stay. It's a great place to clear up your mind. It's really comforting there. And at the same time, it is really lonely, because some of the conversations are like, I really wish monsters could escape. I really wish monsters didn't live in the underground. Do you think there is a world like out there where we are accepted and so on and so forth? Like all of that stuff. When you see monsters being really sad because they cannot even see the real stars in the sky, because stars in Waterfall are basically crystals which are growing on the top of the cave where Waterfall is located. And it's so sad, and I don't know, like I really enjoy the atmosphere of Waterfall. It's really sweet, it's comforting, it's very relaxing, and I really enjoy the flower puzzles too. Like all of this is really cool. I love Waterfall. At the same time, I wish I could tell you more about the Tem village, because Tem village is a little joke that you can enter if you find it, actually. But I think that Tem village is the, like, sorta out of place thing in the Waterfall, because it's more of a funny secret you can find and not a huge part of Waterfall where it's actually comforting. But it's a safe place nonetheless, and I really enjoy Tammy, and I like that they misspell whatever they're talking about. It is always funny to read the text. They're just cute characters, that's all. In the Waterfall, you meet Monster Kid, the random kid who is really obsessed with Undyne, this part of the world's boss, this location boss. I like Monster Kid. Like, they're very cute. Monster Kid is always obsessed with Undyne, willing to be like Undyne, and I really enjoy that. Even though they enjoy Undyne a lot and they love everything about her, they will still protect the human if the human saves them. It's really cool, like when you save them on a bridge and they're like, before you will touch them, you need to come through me, sort of thing. It's just so funny and so cute at the same time. Like you're becoming even closer friends because you saved Monster Kid and they are now on your side. Although they love and adore Undyne, but they still find flaws in her and find out that you will not attack my friend. It's really interesting that this part of Waterfall is just you running all around trying to hide from Undyne because she seems like a very big threat. And at the same time, Papyrus is like, hey, hello, are you wearing something like this? Oh, please take it off. Like, all that shit when he knows that Undyne is hunting human and he doesn't know what to do with it, but he really wants to, like, do something. He knows that Undyne and the human can become friends, and he's trying to find a way to make them friends. And at the same time, he keeps in mind that Undyne is really determined to kill or hunt the last human, and it's really funny to see how Papyrus is trying to protect the human and at the same time trying to, like, talk with Undyne to make her feel less angry towards the human, I guess. I think he was trying to do some kind of that thing. In the second part of Waterfall, where you meet Namstabluk again and where you meet the Med Dummy, I really enjoy the way that Med Dummy has the same soundtrack as Namstabluk, just a little bit remixed, and the fight is based on that they're a ghost and you cannot kill a ghost, and because of that you need to find a way to hit them, because your knife cannot hit them and so on and so forth. Like, nothing can stop them, and the only way to stop them is to hit them with their own projectiles, and this is a really interesting and cute mechanic. In the end, I understand that Namstabluk stops the Med Dummy, but I really enjoy the fight, and I really enjoy that after that you get to a very safe and chill zone, and there are snail runs or whatever, like snail races, yeah, all of that thing. I think it's kind of sad if you get into the Metaton's house, where he used to live, and you find out that Metaton really didn't want to leave Namstabluk behind, and really didn't want to leave like his cousins and his close relatives behind at all, but he decided to follow a dream in the end, and that's why he's not here but with Alphys in Hotland. I don't find it really bad, but it's kind of a sad thing. Although I think it's alright, like, follow your dream, guys. I mean, it's better to follow his dream, because in the end he actually could perform with Shiren, and if I'm not mistaken, Namstabluk too. Namstabluk is really shy, but his tunes are really cool. I love that if you turn on the spook tune or whatever it's called, and you go out of Namstabluk house and just walk a little bit, you will meet Washua and Aaron, who will be both really scared and annoyed with the music and just go away, and then you will be probably, as far as I know, you will be able to spare them immediately because they didn't like the tune and stuff and they remember it. So it's kind of a funny detail that I found out, and I think it's really cute. Also, there is a secret in the waterfall where you can meet VD Gaster, and I never got this secret. I know it's a very random thing, and it's a very rare thing, but I never found nor the corridor and not the door itself, so I am kinda sad, but, well, what can I do? There's nothing I can do about that. It's just sort of a luck-based thing, sadly. The end boss fight with Undyne is awful. I mean, it's not awful because it's like bad done or whatever. It has a great mechanic. I love the way that Undyne says, like, "You're green now, you can't run away from me," and after you turn red, you run away immediately because, no, fuck no, I don't want to fight with you anymore, sort of thing. And I love the way you have to run away from her all of the time, because, like, most of the time you don't use the flee button, and here you have to use it to win the boss battle, because this is, like, the only way to get from her. And it's a really cool mechanic and stuff. I love it a lot, but there is a little thing about Undyne that I do not like at all. Yeah, I don't like to become a green soul. It's like a very hard thing for me. I just I don't think the fight is great, okay? I enjoy and adore the whole fight, but it is the hardest fight in the whole game for me. I don't know why, I just find it the hardest. Because I think it's because I am really dumb and I cannot focus on all of the arrows and protect myself from the arrows. They give you a shield to protect from her attacks, and I cannot use this shield properly because I start to, like, miss some of the attacks and I start to panic a lot. So I was, before the battle, I was like, I need to prepare some food. I need to have a lot of food because I'm gonna heal constantly, because I'm gonna lose all of my HP in the first round. It's not hard to get away from her, but it's still like a huge deal for me. I think. It was still hard. I like the ending of the Undyne fight where you just go into Hotland and she actually stops by Sansa's like that post shit that he like is located in, and I'm like, why? Why would you stop there? You were hunting me so badly, and at the one point you just see Sans, like, what the hell are you doing here? And I really enjoy that Undyne just falls down because she's a fish, and it's obvious that she will be falling down because it's too hot in Hotland, and she will just get too dry because she needs water. I mean, she's located in waterfall because she's a fish. I don't know, just like that little detail, and I like that you can just pour some water on her, be gentle and be nice to her, although she just tried to kill you, and then she will just go away. She will not attack you, she will not try to kill you, she'll just go away. So here I prefer to save the game in Hotland, and then sometimes I backtrack, sometimes I don't backtrack, but if you backtrack to Undyne's house, which is located in the same area where Namstabluch's house can be found, you will be able to access the second pacifist route event, the date with Undyne sort of thing. Papyrus is standing in front of Undyne's door, and well, Undyne is going to tell a lot in this event about her own story, about what Papyrus is doing, and that he's capable of many things, that he's very, very strong, and, well, he's not weak at least, and that she would love to give him the opportunity to be a part of the Royal Guards, but she cannot because Papyrus is too sweet, as like I said before. Undyne has a very soft and sweet story, and I really enjoy that she tries to be nice, and at one point she understands that being nice is not something that she is used to. Like, it is not her, like, format of being friends sort of thing. And she really doesn't want to befriend a human, but at one point she starts to open up. She starts to tell that, like, I was a child, I was training with Asgore and all sorts of things. Like, I love the way she tells her story because it's very emotional, and she becomes like very, very different character at this point because all we know about her is that she's very aggressive, she's determined towards killing the human, and at this point she's just like, you know, I have a very difficult story behind my back, and I really want to tell you about all the difficult things that I've been through. Like, I have emotional damage, and I want to talk to you. I like that she really tries to be all that aggressive all over again a little bit later, and I enjoy how the whole, like, date, the whole meeting is switches from the very emotional part to Papyrus didn't come to cook spaghetti, so you will be cooking them. It's kind of funny, and I really enjoy because it gives a little bit more of a gameplay feature here. And I don't know, it's just a little funny thing that I enjoy, because the date becomes not just a plot part, but also a part of a cool gameplay and just some of the funny moments that you can find in the game. But it's really sad that her house burned down in the end. I mean, nobody expected that, did anybody? Well, yeah. I like that her house, like, just exploded at one point, and we both are like, yeah, that wasn't anybody's fault. I guess you'll have to live with Sans and Papyrus now. And she just goes to live with them till the end of the game, and you will have to backtrack to her, and she will be still at Sans and Papyrus's house. Oh my god. I'm really sorry, Undyne. I didn't mean to burn your house down, but it's kind of your fault because you made me, like, put the fire too much on. I don't know, it's kind of funny, and I find it really interesting as a feature in the game. I really like the date with Undyne because it has both plot and gameplay features, and it shows the character pretty much interesting, more deeply, I guess. Some say that Undyne doesn't have a great story behind her back because more characters have more interesting backstories than Undyne has, but I think it's a very great backstory for someone who is a part of the Royal Guard. I don't know, I just like it. So, anyway, we finished with Waterfall finally, and now we're getting to my kind of least favorite area of the game, because not the least, but one of the least favorite areas of the game, because I do not really enjoy the way this area is, like the puzzles of this area and so on and so forth. First of all, don't get me wrong, Hotland is a great area for someone, and I think that Hotland is really great in terms of puzzles because puzzles are much more interesting than in all previous levels, but for me these puzzles are not like too complex, but a little bit more advanced sort of thing, and I think this area is a little more boring than it should be. I mean, all of this technology in Hotland and Core is not for me. I think it's not my vibe. I feel like I really enjoy the music of Hotland, and especially the version of Genocide Hotland, where the music is a little slower than the original one. So I think that the most interesting thing in Hotland is Alphys and Metaton, who are constantly here and there. I really like all the Metaton shows, and every time when Metaton just does something, because it differs the gameplay and it adds like some special sort of fun part into the whole gameplay. If I remember correctly, all of the fights here, all of the encounters in Hotland are scripted, and probably my favorite encounter out of all the encounters of Hotland is the encounter with Royal Guards, because yeah, gay relationship. I don't know, like, I really enjoy that there are these two guards, and to spare them you need to like make them tell each other that they love each other. I don't know, it's very cute. It's one of the best sparing moments in the whole game, I think, because it's really adorable how they're like, hey, do you want to hang out somewhere? Do you want to get ice cream? And they just leave together to get some ice cream. This is so cute, so adorable. At first, honestly, like getting back to Metaton, at first I didn't like Metaton at all. He was one of my least favorite characters from the main cast. I didn't hate him as much as I hated Toriel, but I didn't like him, that's for sure. And now, when I'm older, I understand that Metaton is kind of a neat character. Like, he's funny, he makes the gameplay a bit more interesting, and like, he has some really great encounters, and Metaton Neo is a very cool form, I think. He's all over the place. He's always like, I love myself a little bit too much. He's a star and so on and so forth, but like, it's fine, it's okay. I don't think he's like that narcissistic as I thought when I was a child. If we're talking about Alphys, she will be more open in the events of the pacifist, like those two scripted events that you need to finish after you fight Omega Flowey and after you get pacifist neutral. In any case, I really like Alphys when she first shows up, because she seems to be a very caring person, sort of thing. She's shy, yeah, but like, she's not that kind of shy that you just look at her and think that she's like a puddle on the floor or something. She's shy, but she's smart, she's really intelligent, she does something for people, and it's really cute, kinda. Also, in Hotland you will encounter Muffet, and people who know me very good know that I really love spiders, and of course I love Muffet. I love Spider Dance. It's one of my favorite soundtracks from the whole game. My 3 favorite soundtracks are, by the way, probably Megalovania, Hopes and Dreams, and Spider Dance. And Bone Trussell, maybe, fourth one. I don't know, like, Bone Trussell and Spider Dance are practically the same for me. They're both beautiful bangers, and I love to listen to them. I enjoy Muffet. She's a really cool character, I think, and I like that you can skip the battle with her entirely, but it's kind of sad because she introduces a new soul, the purple soul, which is like attached to the strings and so on and so forth. I don't remember if I ever actually played against Muffet fairly. Probably I found out that you can spare her, not like skip the boss fight with her, because if you bring the spider donuts from the ruins and eat it in front of her, she will be like, hey, where did you get that from? And she will understand that you got it from the spiders in the ruins and you bought it, and you seem to be like spiders. And she was like, okay, fine, you can go now. I think somebody lied to me. It is very cute. I really adore her, and I really adore the cupcake she has, but I never thought against it, and maybe I'm not the one to tell you if she's good or not. I really enjoy that Hotland contains the Metaton Hotel and the core, sorta, because, like, there is no... Wait, no! There is an ending boss fight in Hotland. It is Muffet herself. Like, as far as I know, every area has sort of the, like, plot boss or something like that. I don't know how to call it. It's like one of the main bosses that affects the storyline and the ending that you will get. And Muffet is one of the bosses which affects the ending that you will get. And I just now realized that Metaton, being the last boss of the core, is actually a great thing, because core is a whole another area which is like separated from Hotland. I just realized that probably Hotland's last boss is Muffet. Like, okay. I just found that out. Great. Just a little bit stupid, I'm sorry. Speaking of Metaton's Hotel, I think that it's a very interesting area where Sans for the first time tells you that he probably knows about the timelines and stuff, and I guess this was that one area where he was telling about Toriel and that he knows her, and it's a very interesting connection. I think after that speech, people started to ship Toriel and Sans, and I really hate this ship. I'm sorry. I just do not like Toriel, I think. In any case, I really enjoy that Sans is opening up a little bit more and telling you some important stuff about different routes and stuff. Like, it feels like he's talking about that, but in all honesty, if you're playing for the first time, you feel like he's talking about, like, not really something that you would think is necessary to listen to. Speaking of Metaton's Hotel, about, for example, Burger Pants and other people who are located in the hotel, I never talked to Burger Pants that much. I just, I remember I went to him to buy something for the Metaton fight because I knew that it's gonna, like, rise up the ratings. As far as I know, the Metaton's shaped steak, or whatever it's called, rises up the ratings very high. No, well, pretty high. It helps a lot. So I just wanted to buy some stuff from him, but I never thought of Burger Pants as one of the characters that I would talk much about, because, like, he's just a part of the shoppers in the like in the game, shopkeepers, sorry, in the game. And there is also Catty and Bratty. I remember those two. They're pretty cool dumpster people, dumpster monsters. They're pretty cute, and as far as I know, they sell a key, but I forgot to what they sell a key. I need to check that later, I guess, just to know, because I wish I bought it at least once. Yeah, I never did. Well, who would have guessed? Also, I wanted to say that here you can obtain the Hush Puppy, and as far as I remember, Hush Puppy skips the bottle with one of the amalgamates, but I'm not sure about that. Take this with a grain of salt, guys, because I clearly forgot about it. Going to the core, I really want to say that the core was the hardest area of the whole game for me. I don't know why, but the core was so hard I couldn't pass it for a very long time. I struggled a lot, mostly because of the scripted encounters. Like, there is a huge bridge that you need to, like, go through, and there will be 3 scripted encounters with different monsters, and although I really like and enjoy all of the monsters in the core, like, my favorite monster in the core is Night Knight. I don't know why, but I really love the joke and I really love the way they look. It's the best monster design I have seen in the whole game, I think. So, getting through this bridge was hell of a nightmare, and I don't know why. It was just so hard, I don't know why. All of the attacks of the monsters were a bit too hard, and sparing them takes a little amount of time. Well, it takes some time, and it also takes some moves, so like, you need to perform one action numerous amounts of times just to spare one character, and one monster can attack you for a longer amount of time, and gosh, I do not like it. I spent a lot of time just dying over and over again on that bridge. I don't know why. I mean, it was hard for me. I remember how I like felt really bad because I was just dying numerous amounts of times. But after I finally finished it, I was pretty much happy with the result because I spared everybody, though it was really hard. When I came back to Metaton, I was... well, it was fine. It's a cool fight, I guess. It's just, well, it's different from other fights because you need to, like, get the ratings high up and the fight is kinda scripted, I think. Like, he will make a certain amount of attacks and all of these attacks are, like, going move by move or something, round by round, something like that, and you can get the high ratings earlier and he will finish the fight earlier than it should be finished, or you can finish them, like, you can get the ratings later and it will finish the fight later. But in any case, I just do not like the way the fight goes because some of the attacks are extremely difficult for me, but I realized that I can finish the fight earlier by writing certain things in the essay, by, for example, eating some certain foods that Metaton enjoys, like Metaton products and so on and so forth. Like, I was really trying to get high ratings as fast as possible because later attacks are much harder for me. There are some attacks which are easier, I think, and some attacks which I don't like at all. Please no. I just struggled a little bit. As far as I know, as far as I remember, I died a couple of times on Metaton, but it wasn't as hard as Undyne, for example. Though I didn't die on Undyne, I just had a lot of struggle with her. I think I had more food when I was fighting Undyne. That's why it like wasn't as hard as Metaton. Like, I wasn't dying on Undyne, that's what I want to say. But I was dying on Metaton, and I still think that Undyne's fight is harder than Metaton's. I'm sorry. After defeating the Metaton, it's kind of sad to see, like, the ending. I mean, when Alphys is like, I'm sorry, but you'll have to kill Asgore, or something like that, she says. Like, she's really sad. And she's kind of sad about Metaton being destroyed and all of that stuff. Like, I don't know, it's sad, although you, like, spared him and so on and so forth, but he still is broken and he will need sort of a recalibration or something like that. So, it's kind of a sad ending here, but the final hall, the Judgment Hall awaits and Asgore awaits. So, like, the only thing you could do now is just to go into the elevator and proceed forward, praying that everything is gonna be fine. So, speaking of the Judgment Hall and all that, I really like the way that in the beginning we get one part of the story from one side, and in the end, going through New Home and the that part after the New Home, that old like long hallway, we get the story from the side of the monsters, where they tell us about like royal children who died and all of that stuff. Like, it's a very sad story from which you understand that monsters actually had their own troubles, and like both of the races are not great. Like, monsters are not that bad. That's what I wanted to say. And I really enjoy the way that this story is being told. I remember that if you get through genocide, in this area, there will be no monsters telling you about the real plot, but there will be Flowey telling about his side of the plot. And remember, I told you that I don't believe that Flowey doesn't have emotions. He clearly says that he didn't feel anything, but at the same time, if you are like listening to what he says, to all of his rumbling, and if you're reading everything he says, it seems like he was in a huge depression after bad thing happened, quote unquote, and he didn't feel emotions of love and so on and so forth, mostly because he felt betrayed. Like, it feels like it. It feels like Flowey can feel emotions, but he just says he doesn't because he didn't feel what he was used to feel when he sees his father and so on and so forth. I really like that Flowey doesn't tell that Asgore is his father and that Toriel is his mother. Although he clearly knows that they are his parents, because he knows that he is Azrael, and he sometimes shows the muzzle of Azrael when he is like, his flower face is turning into different faces, and there is Azrael's face, and he's trying to get to Chara, saying to her that like, hi, you remember me? I'm useful, because he's sort of her brothers, kind of thing, and it is a very sad part of the plot, because probably Flowey just cares about Chara a little bit more than about everybody else, and he just felt really sad and betrayed because he couldn't see Chara again. And this whole part of the story, when he just started to kill everybody because he didn't know what to do, like, he started doing a good thing and he probably was happy with it, but at one point he just wanted to check if what will change if he will kill somebody, because like, he didn't have anything to lose at this point. So that's kind of a game theory I have about all this. This is how I see the game, and I think that people who know Undertale better would argue with me, but this is just my opinion, remember? I'm just talking about shit that I think is true, and probably someone can explain to me better why Chara is even a genocider, why she even wants to kill everybody, because I really don't understand the motive here. But in any case, getting back to the pacifist route, because I'm talking about genocide a little bit too much too early. So after the whole story, when we experience the story and understand what happened in the underground, actually, we get to see Sans again in the Judgment Hall, and he will give us the judgment. As far as I know, judgments are different, but the judgment with pacifist route, he will say like, you never gained no love and so on and so forth, like, you're a good person, go on, maybe you will change the world. And you probably will, but not this time. I remember when I got to Asgore, I knew that if you get to Asgore, and you will talk to Asgore, you will need to go back to the save point and go a little bit further back, I guess. Undyne should call you and tell you that, hey kid, I need you to come here to get a little a postcard from me and something like that. Or something like that. She says something like that, like a mail she wants to deliver. That's what she talks about. I don't remember where she actually does it, but I backtracked to Metaton's Hotel, thinking that I could get the pacifist ending right away, but the game said no, you need to fight a Mega Flowey first. So you need to get sort of a neutral pacifist, quote unquote, that's how I call it, because like it's basically neutral ending when you fight a Mega Flowey, because like Flowey kills Asgore and so on and so forth. The fight with Asgore, as far as I know, you can just make it easier if you get the pie from the ruins, but I didn't save the pie till this moment, so I couldn't do anything. It is really interesting that Asgore probably knows what is happening. Like, he probably knows about the resets, and the resets don't affect him, because when you like reset and go to the fight again, because like you're probably going to die, because this fight should be like you should memorize the fight and you should memorize the attacks, you should understand how the attacks work before you're gonna fight like Asgore and not die. You can tell him that he killed you before, and he will just simply nod. And he probably understands what is happening, and at this point, I'm not even sure. Like, I don't understand how the game works in terms of 6 souls and so on and so forth. But after the fight, when you actually get, like, when you finish the fight with Asgore, I really enjoy Asgore as a character. He's my favorite boss that you can ever imagine. Like, he's very cute, he's very soft, he's a sweet, sweet character. He's really, like, you can see he doesn't want to do it. He does it for the monster's sake. He's a great king, that's what I want to say. And to be honest, I really think that he's one of the characters I'm really sad about. Like, his life is not a great life. He lives a very hard life where he has to do something he never wants to do because, like, he has no other choice. And it's just really sad to see how he's like, I don't want to fight you, kid, but I have to because I don't have any other choice. It is really sad. It's very, like, yeah, of course, I think I can understand him, but at the same time, just look at this guy. He can't stop it, he can't do anything with it. He can just fight and fight over and over again, and this is sometimes sad to understand, even in the middle of the fight. When Flowey kills Asgore and the Mega Flowey fight starts, sort of thing, it's kind of sad, but like if you're like me, if you came into the game knowing how the pacifist ends and how the game works, you know that defeating a Mega Flowey is possible, and Mega Flowey should just shut the fuck up. I don't like a Mega Flowey at all. If I died on him, I don't remember. Actually, I know that a Mega Flowey fight is a little easier than it should be, probably, because like, if I remember correctly, it saves you after every soul. Like, you need to fight a Mega Flowey, and between there will be small sections where you're fighting against specific souls of different colors. And when you fight against all of these souls and they start to be friends with you, you all are just defeating the Mega Flowey, like, because he deserves it, I guess. And honestly, I don't remember if I ever died on that part of the game. Though I'm really happy that the game saves you after every soul, because it would be practically impossible to fight a Mega Flowey if it wouldn't save you. I don't remember when, like, it actually saves you, but I guess it's after every soul. I would say that I don't remember dying on a Mega Flowey, but I think I died a couple of times, maybe 1 or 2 times, because it's not a hard boss. After all you've been through, if you are playing the full pacifist, you know a lot of different patterns, and you start to, like, play much better, and at this point it's probably, like, not that hard of a boss to deal with. So yeah, I kinda enjoy it, I kinda like it. It's just a fight that you should do in any case, and this is what bothered me for a long time, because, like, I wanted a full pacifist. I didn't want to fight a Mega Flowey because it's a lame fight, I think. It's not something that when you feel like, oh no, I'm freeing the whole underground. No, it's like, okay, I just need to fight this guy because he's a bad guy. That's all. So after you fight the Omega Flowey, you can now go to the full pacifist route because you need to like re-upload the last save file, which is before the Asgore fight, and then you can go through 2 events which are required to get the full pacifist. First event that you need to get the full pacifist is the Undyne and Alpha's date, and I don't remember practically anything about this. I don't know why, but this event just was a part of a more interesting event. I think that it shows the characters from more interesting sides than before, and it probably like opens Alphys a little bit as a character, but I don't know, it's just an event where you just look mostly at how the characters interact with each other, which is interesting, but not as interesting for me as the second event, which I love more than any part of the game. Like, oh my god, I don't know what can be better than this event. The Amalgamate escape, the Amalgamate's freedom, the fucking old laboratory. I don't know, I can't imagine what can be better. It's so cool. I love dark and creepy parts of the games, and look at my channel, you know what I'm talking about. You know that I love creepy stuff, I love horrors, and seeing a horror part in Undertale, which is actually genuinely scary, it's really cool. Like, freeing Amalgamates is, oh my god, so interesting. I really enjoy getting through the whole old laboratory with all of the small jump scares and small of the encounters like that you get when you get into the room thinking that there is nothing there and a monster just appears behind you out of nothing, because the monster is basically a gloop which is trying to form a monster, and every monster is so different. The saddest thing is to see the dog amalgamate, which is, well, some dogs from Snowdin fused together, probably. It is really sad, but at the same time, I think this is one of the cutest amalgamates there, because, like, it's a doggy. It's still a dog. It's a big dog out of a lot of dogs. It's more than one dog. It's dogs. I don't remember the names of all the amalgamates, but I know there's even sadder moment, because if you remember, there is an amalgamate which is Snowdrake's relative. I guess it's Snowdrake's mother or something. It's someone from Snowdrake family, and it is very, very sad to see it so broken and so, like, dripping down because the experiments, and so it's very sad to understand that there is a dark, like, shade of Alphys's, like, person. I know she didn't really want to destroy everything, she didn't want to, like, bring so much pain to the monsters, and all these experiments just brought pain because they were unsuccessful and stuff, but it's really kinda sad because now you understand and see that monsters are sometimes no different than, like, humans, because both of the races have these traits where they just destroy their own race for nothing, just thinking that they will do something greater, because they just want to do better, but they just get not a great result and stuff. I don't know, like, for me, it's a very, very sad place. At the same time, I remember it was the first time I cried in the whole game. I said that I'm really sentimental, but this is one of the parts where I actually genuinely was sitting and crying, because in the old laboratory you can find cassettes where Asgore and Toriel are talking to their kids and stuff. Like the royal family recordings or something like that, and if you listen to them, if you read all of the stuff they're talking about, you start to feel really sad, because you can imagine, like, there was a happy family and at one point just something goes wrong, like dramatically wrong. 2 kids are dying in the same time, and this is just so painful to understand. I don't know, like, it's one of the hardest moments for me in the whole game, the moment that made me actually cry, and this happens from time to time when I'm playing different video games, but the moment should be actually really sad for me if I will start crying and so on and so forth. So, like, freeing the amalgamates is my favorite pacifist event because it is very different from all the other events, and it opens up a new whole location with different fights and with a whole on story hiding behind the curtains. And it's really cool for me. I think I like the whole atmosphere of this place. I like the whole vibe of this place. I would really love a full game which is gonna be like horror related and gonna have like this feeling. To be honest, I want to say that I know that the alternate universe called Uncanny is having a video game. Like, they're trying to make a video game that is Undertale inspired, and this is gonna be a really good horror game. Like, a game with horror elements, this is what I mean. And that's why I'm waiting for Uncanny. But I really want to talk about this a little bit more a bit later, because I had a part in my quote-unquote script where I'm gonna talk about some of the alternate universes, because I really want to talk about the fandom too. So, anyways, since I talked about all of the events, I will talk about the ending of Pacifist. Pacifist ending is ending where you feel that you are a hero, that you are actually making something good, and it feels so nice to fight against Azrael and to free monsters, to show them mercy. The whole fight is really cool, and it's like showing how one egoistic goat just gets what he deserves, kinda. Like, I really like the way that Azrael is actually starting to understand that he wasn't right, and that his decisions are just the decisions of a small child who got really traumatized and stuff. And I really like the way that when you fight Azrael, the name of the song is Hopes and Dreams, and like, oh, this is so good. I don't know, I have nothing to say about this. It's one of the most epic boss fights you can fight in the game. It feels so nice to finally free everybody, to like make a good ending for everyone, even for Azrael, who will never like escape the underground, who's basically gonna be turned into a flower, who will probably not feel any good emotions anymore, but who knows, he might. And this is such a good feeling when you actually can understand that you are a hero to everyone. And in Deltarune, actually seeing that monsters are living fine above the ground, on the ground, I don't know. It is such a great thing. You feel like it's all worth it. You spend a lot of hours trying to spare everybody, to tell them that everything is good, great, nice, they're so good people, and you are not a bad person, and so on and so forth. And you just, like, you get through all of this trouble, you spend a lot of hours trying to understand what each monster needs to spare them, and after that you're getting the greatest boss fight of the whole game, and you actually like feel that you deserved that great ending. It is such a good feeling. I don't know, I love this feeling. I love the way Pacifist ends. And I love all the words that they say when they're above the ground, when they actually escaped the mountain they were located in. So, just a little bit about genocide and neutral routes. I know that there are different routes, not just the pacifist route and so on and so forth, but I didn't get any neutral endings. I would never get pacifist, that's for sure. I know that neutral endings are really interesting. I know that the game has 93 endings, actually. I remember one of the neutral endings where Papyrus became a king and started to do a lot of nice things, as far as I remember, but nah, I don't know. It's just a part of neutral endings which I didn't really know, and so on and so forth. If you want to tell me something about neutral endings, your opinion, you can tell me that. But honestly, it's more interesting to talk about genocide at this point, because neutral endings are like experiments. You should experiment. You should kill some monsters or free some monsters, and so on and so forth. The genocide ending is very, very hard to get. The genocide ending is really creepy, and the most creepiest thing here is that the game remembers you that you committed genocide. So even if you get through pacifist after you made genocide because you really wanted to get free of your sins or sort of like that, in the end you will just get Chara looking at you, and this is really, really creepy for me. That's why I would never get genocide. This is I have trauma from that fucking picture. I'm sorry. I have trauma from that ending where Frisk is being changed onto Chara to remind you that you actually committed genocide and nothing will help you escape your sins. Although I really would love to try myself in fighting the Undying the Undying and Sans, because Sans has probably the best boss fight in the whole game. I don't know, I love to see how people fight Sans. I love to see how people fight the original version of Sans. I love to see how people fight the alternate versions of Sans. If you remember and if you know, there are many fan games which use different AU Sanses, and they fight differently, they have different music, and this is really cool. I don't know, just think that this is a hard fight, but it is worth it in the end for some people probably. But for me, I just want to try myself out and just to see if I can get it or not. I'm not sure if there is achievement for genocide, by the way, if there are even achievements in the game, because I have it in Steam, but I forgot to check before recording the whole podcast. Yeah, I'm really smart, I'm sorry. So I just wanna say something about the fandom too, because I think that fandom is really good for Undertale, and I know that Undertale still has a very huge fandom which creates different video games and has a lot of potential. I think Undertale fandom is one of the softest and most interesting fandoms, and I'm really shocked that it's still alive. It's still a very, very huge fandom. Many people speak about Undertale nowadays, although the game is practically 10 years old at this point. It's 9 years old, and I know it's gonna be 10 in September, but still, it is a very, very long time past, and people still love Undertale. I have some of the favorite alternate universes. I know that there are many more alternate universes than I know, but my favorite universes are probably Underfell, Dust Tale, Uncanny, and Horror Tale, I would say. Yeah, probably. I as you can see, I like more horror alternate universes, which are on a very creepy side, mostly because I enjoy the way they change the core game. I loved Horror Tale when the game just came out. I thought it's a very interesting they just used a different format, and I thought it's really interesting because it doesn't repeat the main Undertale game. It changes the format into a novel type format, and I think it's really nice. Changing the format for the game is a good thing from time to time. I know that Uncanny is getting a game, but they're working on it pretty slowly. It's fine though. I will wait till the full game comes out, because Uncanny is the alternate universe that actually scared me. It's probably the first alternate universe that managed to scare me, genuinely make me feel scared. And this is something that I never thought I would feel from an Undertale video game, and I think it's really cool. Also, I want to say that the fandom probably, I think that fandom doesn't see Underfell Sans right in his true form sort of thing, because I think they're doing him a very kind of I don't know, crybaby or sort of like that, and I hate it like a lot. I know he is sort of quote unquote under his brother. He calls him boss and he does whatever his brother asks for, but I think that he does it mostly because he's too lazy to fight with him and he doesn't want to get into another argument because, like, why the fuck he needs it. And he does it not because he's a very weak guy, he does it because he doesn't want special problems from his brother and so on and so forth. But people try to do him very like depressed type of sense, and I really hate it. I think it's stupid because he looks very edgy, I think, and I don't think it's his type of character sort of thing. So I think this all that I can tell you about Undertale and my experience in Undertale. I love Undertale. It's one of the best video games I have ever played, but it is not one of the video games that I can replay at any moment and feel the same feelings as I felt for the first time. I play Undertale practically every 2 years, and it is still a great game. I think it's one of the best video games I have ever played, and I think that it's one of my favorites. One of the games that I have close to heart, that's for sure. And if you never played Undertale, it's probably too late to recommend you because you already watched the whole video and got all the spoilers, or just, I don't know. I don't think that it's a great way to recommend you to play Undertale now after you watched everything, but try to, I don't know, get into the fandom, look what people are making. It is very cool, it is very good to see what people are capable of in this fandom. Undertale fandom is great, the game is amazing, and I really would love to replay it in the next 2 years, or maybe even now actually, though I'm not sure if I will be replaying it anytime soon. In any case, thanks everyone for watching and for staying by. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. We're making really fun, interesting reviews on this channel most of the time, and sometimes we're gonna make podcasts now. Thanks to everyone who watched this video. Have a nice one. Bye.